We're just about set and ready to go on what has been an eventful week in college football and around the sports world already. Virginia Tech off the devastating loss to Liberty a week ago. Team tried to turn the page midweek during practice. The handoff, no Khalil Herbert to start. As Raheem Blackshear's bottled up for a loss of a couple. It was Jalen Phillips that got there first, Kelly, and he lost 3 yards. Play action, and the RPO ran to perfection. Tavion Robinson with a pitch and a catch. Close to first down yardage. It'll bring up 3rd down and 2. Gilbert Fyerson brought him down. Officially, 3rd and a short 3. Blackshear flanking Hooker in the backfield. Hooker back to the air. Pass is high, but it's reeled in by Robinson. So 83 for Virginia Tech. Hauls in 2 catches. And Hooker's going to try to run for it. He will not make it. Stacked up, driven backwards. He'll lose 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
Allowed Virginia Tech to convert, and this is a power game. You're pulling a guard from the left to the right. You're leading with your running back. Best runner in the game currently.
Oscar Bradburn will send it deep, and the fair catch called for at the 21. And on first down, the give, Cameron Harris picks up 10, and a big gainer for the U.
Lashley, the new offensive coordinator of Miami, is going to go as fast as possible when they're in rhythm, as they are early in this one.
Little trickeration back to King. He wants to go deep, and the contested pass is going to be reeled in by Brevin Jordan.
Trickeration early, and you have a great decision maker at the end.
Canes ranked inside the top 10 of the country, only lost to number 4 Clemson as Pope makes the grab. It's a gain of 9, give him 8 officially. Miami coming off the thrilling comeback win in Raleigh against NC State last Friday night. Canes with all kinds of confidence with their new starting quarterback. Gain of 1 on 2nd and 7. It'll bring up 3rd down. The stop by Justice Reed for Virginia Tech. Against the 4-man front. And King buys some time as he sails that pass. Complete at the 30, and the reception made by Jeremiah Payton, his 4th catch of the season. Let's see what Miami does here. 13 of 14 with a long of 57, so well within his range. And instead they're going to fake it. Borregales, he needed 3. Did he get there? On 3rd down, he'll dump it down to Blackshear with a high step and a first down for the Hokies. So Virginia Tech on the move for the first time as Raheem Blackshear.
See Roche and Jalen Phillips. Watch this matchup throughout the day.
Yeah, we got NFL talent there. And speaking of devil, Phillips drags down Hooker for a sack.
And Phillips actually creates quite the bookend to Roche, and it's one of those guys or the other that typically meet at the quarterback, and that's a tackle in stunt on one side, and Phillips comes up. Rhett Lashley's offensive scheme.
On 3rd down, here comes the pressure. King avoids it and floats a pass incomplete. Looking for Harris out of the backfield.
He's not the speed guy. Herbert is that guy out on the edge in particular.
They'll fake it his direction this time. The dump off to Robinson, 3rd catch. And a nice gain and a first down for Virginia Tech after a gain of 11 yards, Kelly.
It's that extra gear by Herbert at that 2nd level.
Movement at the line, a free play for Hooker, who launches one deep and incomplete. Hokies approaching plus territory. And Hooker straight ahead. We'll get there and a lot more. There goes Hooker. Hendon Hooker off to the races. That'll be a Virginia Tech touchdown.
Into the game on the fake, and it's a wide receiver Robinson in with Herbert in the backfield, and then it's the quarterback Hooker keeping it right down.
Miami really has 2 of the best tight ends in the country. We look at the unit overall between Will Mallory and Brevin Jordan as King will rush for first down yardage.
Been a development in that area of King's game. There isn't any question about it.
Harris gets it, needed a yard. He stopped right at the line to gain by Ashby.
And De'Aaron King making good decisions by getting something positive out of it like he did on that one.
The handoff to Harris. Another first down for Miami, tripped up inside the 20.
And the threat of King keeping the ball on that zone read.
For the Hokies. Big play here on 3rd and long. Pressure up the middle. King flung down and sacked. Mario Kendricks, number 93, got there first.
Understand that Virginia Tech is really dynamic at the defensive end position. You tend to overhelp because of that reputation.
A big stand in the red zone for the Hokies defense. Borgalis on for a 42-yard effort from the right hash. And he has been outstanding this season for Miami. Canes on the board.
Imperative that Virginia Tech's offense stays on the field so their defense does not get wore out throughout this game.
Yeah, how many times we heard that around the country this year? Across the middle, and it's caught by Trey Turner. Virginia Tech in plus territory, already leading by 4 after a gain of 35.
And this is a throwback off of everything going to the right, which a quarterback a lot of times, and Hooker will boot that way.
You love the balance for Justin Fuente's club. Right down the middle so far. Hooker's going to be bottled up. Jalen Phillips with the initial contact. And he has been very active these last 2 games, Eric Wood. Wild year for the Hokies overall, riding the COVID roller coaster like many of us around the nation have. Blackshear on 3rd down, the inside give, and he stopped dead in his tracks by Jonathan Ford. Rear long is 55, just inside the right hash, and that one well off the mark. So perhaps a change in momentum in favor of Miami off that special teams miscue. King coming off. 400-yard passing performance at NC State. Pocket collapses, down he goes. Who else? Jared Hewitt, the Florida native.
Great job of taking advantage of one-on-one situations up inside. There is so much attention paid to Justice Reed. And then Reed goes inside on that play, took his eye off the football.
On 3rd and 6 across the middle. Floats it complete, and a big gainer for Virginia Tech. Caleb Smith hauls it in, 7th catch of the season.
And I believe it was Frierson that potentially dove after that ball.
Hurry up again and caught him with 12 on the field.
Pitch, Herbert. And the grad transfer from Kansas ushered out by Frierson. Right at the line to gain.
That was great stuff.
It also looks like it's on 8mm film for some reason before HD as Hooker takes it on 2nd and short. He'll pick up a bundle. And the Hokies inside the red zone after a gain of 19.
And Hooker needs to make the decision. This is just power football with Holston, the running back, leading outside and Hooker keeping the football. You saw a little bit of it. And now they're starting to add tempo to it a little bit as well.
Double Bolden stopped him. Red Sea parts again. Holston to the end zone, and he's got a touchdown for the Hokies. Well, the run game starting to get lathered up for Virginia Tech.
Blake Baker, the defensive coordinator of Miami, said it might be the best in the country, and it's certainly the best that he's seen in a long while. And Holston is the downhill physical guy, but there was use of a couple of the edge pressure Virginia Tech is getting on King that's making a difference now.
Hokies have been the more physical bunch so far. King flings it. That's caught. D. Wiggins has it. That's his 2nd grab. And that'll move the chains for Miami after a gain of 11. All of a sudden, you're rather green on the back end. King will keep it. He'll pick up the first down, and a nifty spin move brought down at the 47. Devin Taylor got him. That'll move the chains.
Forcing offenses to be a little more deliberate, a little more patient by playing a little softer.
Certainly makes sense as King sends it. First down, nifty move by Harley. And he stepped out at the 35. Miami driving once again.
And it's really about giving the ball to playmakers out in space. We're seeing that now.
Time for King. Floats one deep. And a dangerous toss sails out of bounds. Are they going to call that a catch? And they will at the 10-yard line. D. Wiggins on the far side, but Wiggins got a foot down, it appears.
I think Wiggins did get that left foot down.
No replay on the longest play from scrimmage today for Miami, and there goes King. to the edge. D'Eriq King to the pylon for the easy touchdown.
It's the fake inside, it's the pass outside, it's a power run that's designed to go inside, and then it's athleticism that gets took King out into space, and that was terrific. That drive was well needed by Miami.
Off the RPO, dangerous toss for Hendon Hooker, as James Mitchell is back in action for the Hokies today.
They're essentially exchanging who has the running back and who has the quarterback.
Tempo again for the Hokies on 3rd and 6. Hooker's going to be brought down, and that's a sack. Heavy pressure. Jade Silvera, Quincy Roche.
Miami defensively, Manny Diaz is all about getting after the ball, and you can see Phillips creating havoc inside, but it's about tackles for loss and turnovers funneling to 3rd down, and that's what Miami did there.
Punt is going to be muffed and quickly recovered for the Canes, and they'll maintain possession as we check in again with Matt Berry.
Less than 100 before that drive.
You can feel Uncle Mo on the side of the Hurricanes as Knighton will pick up 1st down yards. A freshman from the Sunshine State, and the staff told us this week, didn't play like a first-year player, Kelly.
He's softer than most.
Straight into the heart of the kicking net. Mike Harley on the tunnel screen, a 1st down for Miami. Stuffed at the 39-yard line, Devin Taylor, but Harley and King has 3 contests.
And Harley's been somewhat quiet.
Empty backfield for D'Eriq King. Fires a strike, pass is caught. Sticks will move. That's Will Mallory, his first grab, as he powers his way down to the 22 and a gain of 15. His arm kind of bolted down to provide support. Under a minute to play on 3rd and 6. King sent backwards, and down he goes to the 25.
Arno is that negative play waiting to happen for Virginia Tech, and 3rd and manageable.
Borregales, 14 of 15 this season, perfect so far today. Did come up short on a fake field goal attempt. This one on the way, and he bangs it home. 1-point game. A couple of ticks left on our first half clock. Now, somebody get me E. Woods Taylor on the phone. I don't know if that's houndstooth or what the pattern is, but it is fantastic as Mike Harley. Just a sophomore. And now it's 3rd down for Miami. Here comes pressure. King lassoed down, and that's going to be another sack for Virginia Tech. Jared Hewitt, and what an afternoon he's having.
Giving them straight rush, and here, as we'll see him at the nose guard position, he goes right around the guard, and D'Eriq King scrambles right into him.
Inside guys on the defensive lines are the ones that ends up showing up on game day.
Lou Headley sends it long. Special teams coverage there against Raheem Blackshear.
And that's a vital part of what Virginia Tech does offensively.
Herbert again. Now Hooker will pull it out. And on 2nd and 6, he'll get that and a lot more. Gain of 10 yards. John Washington will replace him. The Miami secondary. 3rd and 5. Hooker across the middle. That's a 1st down. Travion Robinson has been active today. Another reception, this one in plus territory. The Virginia Tech drive. Kelly stays alive.
And Robinson was the one that found the void in the zone.
Herbert, plant cuts, explodes, and a gain of 10 yards. That's another 1st down for the Hokies, Eric Wood. Virginia Tech bring in Quincy Patterson, reserve quarterback. On 3rd and short, he'll pick up. Well, this team has bounced back in recent years after tough losses. Trying to do so again after what happened against Liberty. Holston to the edge. Holston picks up a 1st down, dragging defenders towards the pylon. It'll be 1st and goal, Virginia Tech.
And he's known for the back or the downhill type of roll, but that was a physical run in itself.
They'll try to pay it off here across the goal line. Did he get there? He did.
Bunch up front with a physical quarterback running the ball downhill, also with Holston, who's your downhill type of guy. That was good stuff, and that is who Virginia Tech wants to be offensively this season. Virginia Tech has won their fair share of those on the back end.
Canes 4 of 10 on third down. They need 10 yards here. King off the pump fake. Down he goes. Hewitt applying pressure. Dax Holyfield got there first.
And we get after King with extra bodies. Holyfield is going to be the outside linebacker that comes up inside. And then guess who's there? Finish off the parade.
Holyfield getting the job done, forcing fourth down. Miami still without a play over 20 yards today. De'Aaron King has been bottled up. Blacksburg, a spin move into plus territory. An outstanding field position now for Hendon Hooker. It's a punt of 52, a return of 21. Starting to take a toll on the faithful to Maize and Blue. Khalil Herbert on first down, spins his way for 13 yards.
Is going to have to win a big one sooner than later. And meanwhile, Virginia Tech is still trying to get.
And Luke Tenuta, 6'7", 315, the son of John Tenuta. He's at Cincinnati currently. Wide open, Trey Turner steps out near the 15-yard line.
You can get three before anyone gets a hand on you. Yards after contact is all about you.
From the 15, 3rd and 10, and the sack by Gilbert Frierson. Missed some time in our first quarter, back on the field here.
It's about that being a critical drive for Miami defensively, and just getting off the field with a field goal would be a win.
Johnson bangs it home from 38.
Kept Jarrett Hewitt coming to school as well.
Harley in motion on 2nd and 10, the RPO. The slant is there, and that's a first down for Miami. D. Wiggins makes a grab across the middle. And on 2nd and short, drive continues for Miami, and not necessarily a must-score possession, but certainly feels like Kelly, Virginia Tech has captured all of the momentum in this one so far. Under 5 to play in the third. King flings it deep. Pass is caught inside the 30.
Miami being efficient on this drive. It's a hitch corner combination, and single high safety, you have a corner to Wiggins. That should be a layup for Miami.
And it was. Pocket collapses. King flung around, spun down, and down he goes. The sack for Rayshard Ashby, 5'10", 250, and Justice Reed met him in the backfield as well.
I don't understand the insistence on drop-back passing out of Miami. And the difference is the defenders that are rushing after King.
Top kickers in the ACC. Jose Borregales. King under duress. Close to the line to gain. Let's see where they spot D. Wiggins. Breon Murray brought him down right at the line.
As an all-pro center, he would is snap the ball 5 yards deep to gain a half a foot.
King will hand it off straight ahead, and that'll be enough for a first down for Cameron Harris.
King should have the ball in his hands.
And he does. The quick toss to the tight end, Will Mallory, and he's got first down yardage.
Pass game has worked well for them.
First down and goal. Big possession for the Canes and a touchdown. Cameron Harris. And Miami pulls within 5 with the extra point to come.
This was a De'Aaron King type of response out of Miami offensively. This is the confidence that King gives this team that they haven't had in the Miami quarterback room for a while.
Trailing by 5, a chance to make it a field goal affair. The throwback. Looking for the big man touchdown towards the pylon, and it is unavailable. Zion Nelson tried to reach that corner, couldn't do it. 2nd and 10. Here comes the heat. Hooker's going to be bottled up and sacked behind the 20. Jalen Phillips, number 15, the UCLA transfer. Back-to-back standout games now.
We haven't heard from Roche because of all the attention, but we are hearing from Phillips. We've seen Phillips looping inside a lot, and this time Phillips is just going to run the rail around the edge. And then you're going to have Brooks, the linebacker, kind of on a spy type of blitz.
Hooker, here comes the pressure. Far side, Holson makes one man miss, and that's a first down and a big play for Tech.
Beyond the line to gain, give your guy a chance by making the right decision. They convert anyway. That's great stuff.
Play action as Hooker looks to go deep and incomplete. Miscommunication perhaps, or a penalty as DJ Ivy can't believe the laundry on the field. Against Boston College in the red bandana contest. Hendon Hooker sent down short of the original line of scrimmage to Corey Couch. A big stop, and Silvera met him in the backfield as well. It'll be fourth down.
Back power run, but Silvera is going to work down the line of scrimmage, keep his feet, and finish the play on the quarterback. Good stuff by a defensive tackle working hard.
And with that play, it'll force a Virginia Tech punt. Huge sequence for the Hurricanes defense, perhaps a bigger one for Virginia Tech special teams. It's a punt of 33. Canes 5 of 13 on third down. Harris swings out, and he dropped it. Not sure he could have made the line to gain. No matter which way you slice it, pressure was coming. And they'll bring pressure on the weak side. Hooker with time. Eludes one defender and flings it incomplete, so Miami's defense stands tall once again. Splash Saturday afternoon. Miami set to get the football back as a fair catch called for and made at the 19-yard line.
Drive just like this, a Power 5 school on the road.
Well, he recited the story to us yesterday, watching the national championship between LSU and Clemson. He wanted to be on the big stage.
Scramble yards off of design pass plays, just like we saw there.
Miami at the 39. Harris picks up the first down. Check that, Donald Chaney churning the legs that time and stopped at the 44.
Fall asleep on press coverage outside. Right now it looks like a too high safety look, giving help over the top.
First pass of the drive. Swing pass to Mike Harley. Stopped short. It'll be third and less than a yard. Rayshard Ashby with the tackle, Eric Wood. Great spot for the Canes on that last play. It looked like he was stopped short instead of first down. King, quick toss. D. Wiggins close to another first down along the near side. Let's see where they spot this one. Manny Diaz searching for answers on the sideline. King, the RPO, and there's another big play. Mark Pope to the end zone for the touchdown. And the first lead of the afternoon for number 9 Miami.
Actually going to the RPO. The fake inside brings the second level defender up, leaving nobody underneath the slant by Pope.
Canes will go for 2 after their first play over 20 yards of this game. King will buy some time. End zone and incomplete. Holyfield got a couple of fingertips on it, swatted it away at the last moment.
Himself has been very efficient in the pass game, as you can see, and a tremendous runner of the football as well.
He'll fake the toss and look to go deep. Smith was there, but this pass is going to be picked off to Corey Couch. And a big play for the Miami defense just when it needed it the most.
A few times today that I think the play calling has gotten out of hand just a little bit by Virginia Tech. You don't need this right now.
First turnover of the game for either side. Second down and 10 for Miami. King pulls it out. Sandwich between 2 defenders. Dax Holyfield again with another tackle behind the line.
Have any negative plays? And Virginia Tech has had a boatload of negative plays today. Holyfield has this one. And that design just did not look good. 3rd and 15. Be careful right here if you're King.
And King will take off. Stopped well short, but a quality pickup. It'll force 4th down.
Virginia Tech has been at their best when they've done that this afternoon.
Plenty of time to work with. The field goal will give Khalil Herbert and Virginia Tech the lead. Playing here at home, and Herbert pushes the pile a couple of extra yards. Gilbert Frierson, the initial contact. First down for the Hokies, trailing by 1. This great rivalry dating all the way back to the days of the Big East Conference. Hooker escapes and finally is brought down by Jalen Phillips. Another TFL.
I know it's easier said than done that you cannot take a sack in this situation. run with it, but fell down anyway.
Hokies will be forced to punt on 4th and 24, and the fair catch will be made at the 43. It all comes down to this. Harris in the backfield. King will run it, trying to get to the edge, and he will not get there. Stuffed by Devin Taylor for the Hokies.
It's just a buck sweep outside, led by Harris, the running back. But you have a lot of speed, especially on the edges for Virginia Tech.
And Headley gets it out of there. Hurricanes bounce. And this ball will carry them all the way inside the 4. Just outside of the 3, and Raheem Blackshear would like to have that sequence back. 1st and 10, 1:45 to go. Miami holding on for dear life to this top 10 ranking. Hooker's going to be flush and flings it complete. Trey Turner, that'll move the chains ahead across the 20. Pressure starting to mount for both sides. Snap came in low. And a quick whistle.
Snap infraction, offense number 76, 5-yard penalty, no first down.
Still deep in its own territory from the 18. Hooker's going to take off. And sent down hard crossing the 25. Amari Carter got there first for Miami. The clock continues to roll. Gain of 9 yards, 2nd down and 6. Hooker back to the air. On the swing pass, Holston, who has 2 touchdowns today, the first 2 of the season for numeral 0, will pick up a couple of here, give him 3. Got to think that Jalen Phillips and Quincy Roche are going to pin their ears back. Pocket collapses, Hooker escapes, and he's got close to first down yardage. Let's see where they spotted a big call coming up, only 52 seconds remaining. A win today and a lot would be forgiven. Work to do for Hendon Hooker. He'll set up the screen. Herbert has it. Gets a block. And ushered out short of the first down near the 40-yard line by Amari Carter.
Wasn't that hurtful if you're Miami defensively?
2nd down and 3. The pump fake for Hooker. Pressure comes. Hooker's dragged down, and that's a big play there for Gilbert Frierson. Attack out of timeouts. Quickly back to the line of scrimmage. Miami can taste it now. Hooker has his tight end. Julius close to another first down. Let's see where they spot this one. Only 19 seconds remaining. The clock
goal
stops.
Here now probably turns to getting close enough to be able to throw it in the end zone as Virginia Tech looks to kill the football.
Well, Brian Johnson, the place kicker, he's a 5th-year senior, Kelly. His long field goal this season. Hooker surveys. He has to fling that one out of bounds at the last minute, and Kelly, he's fortunate to get rid of the football. 3rd down. 4-man pressure. Hooker's got to fling it deep across the middle and incomplete. 5 seconds remaining, so what's the thinking here?
Place on the field or multiple laterals to try to pull out a miracle in Blacksburg.
It all comes down to this. Miami brings pressure. We'll lateral it back to Caleb Smith. And that's going to do it. Miami on the road. Improves to 7-1. The final stop by Jalen Phillips. Manny Diaz, all smiles. And the final score 25-24 as the U finds a way to win it at Lane Stadium.